Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are continuing with the streak of control decks. It was Dimir, 4 days in a row. That was later Esper, and now we need to go into Azorius. And I have to say, from all the control decks, man, Azorius seems like a powerhouse. While Dimir is going really well, man, this deck that we present today has so much power and is so fun to play. It has so many little things going on for it, and it benefits from all the value cards that we very often have hard time using. I really feel that this deck is a leader of consistency because we have so many Faithful Mending, because they serve all the purpose for the deck. We will talk through the strategy, things like this. By the way, for all the stats fans, we don't have the stat block, so you just need to believe me. And what can go wrong, right? So we won 3 games, we lost 2 games, we are at 60% win rate with this deck, and to be perfectly honest, it feels like it's too low. This deck seems even better than this, because we have answer to literally everything, and we have consistency, we have life gain, we have so many sweepers, and we close the game insanely fast. So this deck is one of my favorites. I need to ladder with it, this one a bit more. So, what exactly are we doing? This is an Invoke Justice deck. So, of course, the card is known. You probably seen the Boros version with Velomachus and stuff like this. But honestly, the white Azorius version is pretty good because we have very strong creatures that we want to get back, and the shell of control really helps with whole deck because it's really good against aggro, thanks to Doomskars, Wandering Emperors, and even the Professors. But honestly, even the fact that Faithful Mending, you have 4 of them, you can cast twice every one of them. It's basically 8 times 2 life. Someone in the comments can do the math, I have no idea, but probably more than 15 life. And less than 17. So that's actually insane life gain just as a side effect of your cards. You need to remember, of course, it's card negative. You invest a card and you cycle 2 cards, so you basically lose 1 card, but with flashback you probably will find 1 dead card. It's of course not the mana, the card advantage engine. We use it to discard wardens to invoke justice and our big creatures. You have 3 wardens, 1 Jin-Gitaxias, the best card in the format, hands down, the perfect Phyrexian, your friend, your bro, the card that will win some of the games of today, and you want to watch them, so don't skip on the games. And Hullbreaker Horror, the card that we hate to laugh, or laugh to hate. I don't know. This is one of the only 7 drops that are amazingly good and strong that I do not like. I actually do not like playing this card. I don't know why. When I play Jin-Gitaxias, it's amazing, it's fun. I feel that my life is complete. When I play Hullbreaker Horror, it's like, yeah, I guess I won. Like, you cannot compete with this card, so just let's go on with the next one. But honestly, this is one of the best closers for control decks, hands down. 7 mana, if you don't answer it immediately, you cannot win the game. And this is hard to say about a lot of cards. Jin-Gitaxias is kinda on par, because it works completely differently, but it also locks the enemy out of the game. You need to know when to play this, and honestly, it benefits heavily from the ramp. We have quite a lot of ramp in the deck. We have Restoration of Eiganjo, so the chapter 2 is a ramp. It plays tapped land, you need to remember, but you will see in some of the games how we ramped really hard with all those cards, and this makes it that enemy will be behind in mana, and Jin-Gitaxias is extremely strong against this situation, because enemy needs to play 2 relevant spells, or at least 1 relevant spells that can answer very big creatures. So he needs quite a lot of mana for this, and if he has, like, you know, a random example, 5 mana, it's really hard to double cast something that kills Jin-Gitaxias, and if you can untap with this in the board, with this deck, your value is off the charts, not even talking about the fact you can invoke Justice it later and put the counters and all this stuff. It is crazy. And going further in the deck, you might see some strange combinations. Sloth, why do you play Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh, a 4-mana Planewalker with active abilities that depend on artifacts? Because you draw 2 cards and you discard 2 cards. Sounds familiar? Yeah, because it's basically a Faithful Mending, and we have some ways to discard artifact. It's not really what we do. It's basically we cycle targets for Invoke Justice, and if you can go for the -2 on the Skyclave Relic, like, it's junk, but it actually is indestructible, so target artifact becomes artifact creature. Yeah, it's not a vehicle, so it's a 4/4. Man, I actually needed to check if I understand the card right. So basically, you can make this a 4/4 indestructible thing, and this is actually on curve. This is turn 3, this is turn 4. So if you can play a 4/4 indestructible against any kind of aggro deck, yes, this will die probably. But this is enough to carry quite a long of, chunk of the game, especially with so much life gain. It's completely side topic for this deck. Sorry for that. Jin-Gitaxias, Warden, and Hullbreaker Horror. This is your stars. Wandering Emperor really helps you stabilize. I feel that, honestly, with control decks that have white, you need either 3 or 4 of the Emperors. It's just so good. The life gain and exile, it's just helping you so much survive to play those cards. So definitely something you need to do. We don't have extremely lot of card advantage. This is why we have the Faithful Mending, because we want to cycle into those, targets for the resurrection, basically. And Warden is actually our big card advantage engine. You will have quite a few cards with this deck. But first of all, Warden. And don't forget Professor. And in the sideboard, you can see this is reflected in the choice for lessons. We actually run 2 teachings, and you won't believe how often we can cast it for 3 extra cards. This is not hard with this deck. And you get so much value from the Professor. It's insanely good card. And if you can, get on par with the enemy when you are on the play, and you still have enough cards to ramp into Invoke Justice and start threatening with your 7 drops, not a lot of decks can compete with this, especially Warden. Enemy plays a sweeper, no problem. Enemy plays removal, no problem. Most of the decks cannot kill Warden. If you are playing strictly against control, then they have a chance. And I'm not sure how good this deck is against control. It's probably worse than the mid-range decks, like mono green, things like this, or aggressive decks. Probably aggressive decks are one of the better matchups for this one. I'm not sure. I would need to play more. It feels like it has decent chance. We have a lot of threats in the deck, even Restoration of Eiganjo. Each one of them is threatening to kill the enemy, unless it's an assert. Professor, a lot of attack. Every Emperor can kill the enemy. This and any of the artifacts, it's a threat. Invoke Justice, a threat. 5 big creatures, double Emeria core, cave, Horror of the Stone Giants. We actually have so much threats that I think we are good versus control, and you will see some of the games. So, me rambling, as always. I'm glad someone enjoys it. I'm quite passionate about this version of Azorius, because frankly, I had a lot of success. We didn't play a lot of games, but they really felt dominating. It felt that the games I've lost was insanely unlucky games. It didn't feel close most of the time, and it just feels so consistent. With control, I lack consistency sometimes, because you just hit the wrong part of the deck so often with this kind of decks. But thanks to Faithful Mending, Professor, and all those cheap spells that balance your gameplay, Restoration gives you both lands and value and creature and ramp. So all of those cards just help you make a healthy game with no weaknesses. And I think this is the biggest part of the deck, and the fact that you can discard your main creature, and that's actually an upside, and you can still draw different cards. Digging to Doomskar with Faithful Mending is incredibly easy. Going for Invoke Justice, for whatever you need, it's just so easy and consistent. So I think if you are a bit annoyed by not drawing correct part of the deck, this deck might do it for you. I'm really happy with the results and how the game feels with this deck. So I heavily recommend this one. And honestly, Azorius seems like a very strong deck right now. So try it, tell me what you think. I really think you will enjoy both deck and the games and the video. So if you appreciate what we are doing, trying to find the best control decks in standard for you to counter this Boros thing, don't forget to subscribe. It does help the channel, it does really reward the whole effort that we put into the videos. So everyone who did subscribe, really thank you for this. You are the best. And for everyone that didn't, consider you don't lose anything except your 10 seconds and you get cool decks, so I think that's a good deal. And with that being said, thank you for listening to my rambling. You are the best if you endured all this intro. I feel that, as always, I'm talking way too long, but I'm a bit tired. I'm recording second video. I'm a bit sleepy, but I wanted to share this deck with you guys because I think this one is really awesome. So enjoy. Alright, if we hit the third land, Restoration will do the rest. Honestly, it seems like a really good draw. And we have the sleeves. Thank you, man, for the code. I'm so excited about this one. Alright, we are against Esper. Probably not very Doomskar matchup, but you know, they can play Raffin. This is actually the land that I bought the foil of because I thought, oh man, it's a cool one. So I do respect our enemy. Let's go for blue because we are guaranteed to hit a lot of planes with this deck. And I think enemy miscalculated a bit. If he knew that we had Eiganjo, I don't think he would play like this. Right now we have quite a lot of pressure building up. And he knows which turn he needs to answer it. And we are basically the same deck. I'm not sure if he's Esper. I think he is Esper. But it might be Azorius, I guess. Like, I mean, sure. I'll ramp. Why not? Why not? I think it's pretty decent. Like, it asks for counter. It has to be a hard counter or like make disappear. And if we just keep building the planes, first of all we improve our draws. Like maybe our second chapter isn't the best. But the fact that we will create so many creatures is actually important, and enemy doesn't have foretold the Doomskar. I would much rather play against Boros or something like this, something I never thought I would say. Because we don't have extremely high value, but if he taps out and we play Jin-Gitaxias, the best Tyrant and best Phyrexian in Magic, we can actually go pretty hard with this stuff. And we kill this, right? Of course we do. So we are at 6 mana this turn. We cannot play Jin-Gitaxias yet. We do play this one. I should probably always remember about the stops. Enemy is tapped out. This means they cannot benefit from the crew. Do we really Doomskar this crap? No. We have Faithful Mending. Actually, there is a very high chance for telling the first Doomskar was already a mistake. Because we can trade them at some point in the game for good cards. Never mind, Doomskar was the best play of my life. Obviously. Enemy is playing very smart. If we play Professor of Stuff, we don't have enough mana to remove the Imref. If we Doomskar, we are short on value. Oh, enemy is pretty smart. But you know what? Let's make his life a living hell and play the best Phyrexian ever in Magic. And we are fighting for this board. So enemy now needs 2 spells to be cast to threaten anything. And he needs a 5 mana Doomskar, and he has 5 mana in total. Like, the ramp from Eiganjo really makes a big difference here. Like, you can see how much ahead we are, just building, you know, balanced economy for the Azorius. We have planes, we have threats, we have stuff. Alright, that's a scary one. So what's the 3 mana removal? Void Rend? You know that... Alright. Okay. I see your point. Will he attack with Imrev? The good part is that he cannot really attack. And at the moment we start to lose the board, we just Doomskar. And that's fine. So we are just trying to bait some answers. The worst draw in the deck is here to support us in our bad moments. This is definitely a Professor of Biology. Yes, that's the name of the card, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Definitely that's the case. It has to be the teachings, right? Enemy is tapped out. Can we fort? Oh man, we can actually forter stuff. That's pretty like amazing. Reduce to memory is really tempting, but we cannot play it. And honestly, like bro, let's just make sure that I didn't miscount. Yeah. Like, come on. Drawing 3 cards for 3 mana. Who can resist? This is Ancestral Recall level. Nearly. Very closely. Attacking doesn't really bring much. Like, it's not some kind of attack that will bring enemy to 0 HP. Like, they can basically turn all of those into 1/1s in 2 turns, so it's not much of a pressure right now. Enemy has only 4 cards, and we suddenly have a lot of cards. We both have clues, so they basically negate each other. We have Cave. Cave is not perfect. Like, MF blocks everything we have very well. Man, I can understand the pain when I had MF in the deck and enemy couldn't go through. Yeah, I guess that's how it works. But we can kill it. We need only 7 mana to do it. Easy. Easy 7 mana play. You know what? This is actually a pretty good stuff. For this reason, I will play like this. Alright, this is interesting. I think it might be Professor, because it will get reduced to... Actually, let's go for the teachings. I'm not sure if we have 2 of them. I think we had, right? We had double teachings. Like, honestly, it's really good. If we can keep just drawing so many cards every turn, and we also get the clue. If he casts something, we would just Jwari it. Like, if we force him to sweep, that's really good. We could go for this, but probably with kicker is better, right? Probably not the biggest difference, but whatever. Whatever. Maybe from next turn we can start attacking. I'm not sure. If we activate the cave, maybe, but they can filter through it. This is not enough pressure, I feel. We don't want to waste them, because first of all, at some point we might answer Imrev and then force enemy to respect the board. If not, like, if he Doomskars it, he kills his own creatures. And as you can see, he tries to fight for the board. Let's draw. I want to see my options. As an intellectual, I want all the options available. Definitely diversified options. Why didn't I have the moment to play Jwari? Huh? This was a spell on the stack. I activated ability, I drew a card. I didn't have chance to play Jwari. I do not understand. I believe I should have this option. Enemy has exactly counter spell mana. I wonder what it means. That is so freaking late. We needed it for last 10 turns. Enemy draws cards, but we can smork him, right? Oh, this is Field of Ruin mana. Okay. I get it. Took me a while, but it means that he doesn't have a counter spell. First of all, we are definitely going for full damage here. I don't know what we will do, but this is how we start. There are so many options here. Like honestly, we have so many options to play this out. We can sweep everything with Emeria. However, he has quite a lot of cards. I don't activate the cave because it's mana inefficient in this situation. He double blocks it? Oh, okay. That's better. That's quite a lot of damage. Out of nowhere. Alright. If we invoke Justice, I think it's really good. I might be wrong, but oh my god, I'm stupid. Oh my god, I missed so much damage. And by so much I mean a bit. Okay, that's something we included for. Saw it coming. Can you pay 1, please? Yeah, you know what's next. You know what's happening now. Can you pay 1? That's a shame. Like, it's not perfect, definitely, but I think we are okay a bit. Let's make this and this. It's 4 counters, yeah. So basically they can start trading with Emeria, and that's a lot of pressure. And I should have done it before. That was such a dummy play. We do not play land because Faithful Mending can turn them into actual good cards. So right now enemy is probably pressured to sweep. He needs to do it with Doomskar and 4 mana card. Yeah, the attack seems that he just wants to sweep, so why not draw a card? And we are waiting for the 4 mana trigger of the Shield of Jin-Gitaxias, and then he sweeps, so we are free to go. And if he doesn't... Ooh, oh my friend. That's interesting. Enemy has so much mana open and so many Field of Ruins. Alright. Let's start like a boss. With drawing 4 cards and healing 4. Emeria wow. And we definitely need this stuff. You can see how horrible our draws are. Alright, this is actually something good. I like this card, but I think we are like so behind from the early game that we don't have time for like ramping right now. And this can be beneficial. Like extra land here with Memory Deluge is pretty sweet. Alright. Like this has a lot of shielding, so it will be super hard to remove. We remove from here, because he doesn't block with Emeria. There is a high chance he just activates the Horror. So this is probably the attacks that we do. So he blocks this one, Samurai probably here, and we hit him for 5. But that's quite heavy pressure. And we make more tokens for the future, so it's not like this attack will kill him, but it will make his next turn much more awkward, and we didn't overcommit here, I believe. Like, we still have Jin-Gitaxias. Ooh, that's a strong one. Did we play land? If we didn't, we just Doomskar this, right? That's still a lot of damage. Okay, we did play land. This is problematic. Enemy can spam so much right now. And even if it's countered, I believe it triggers for the Hullbreaker. Whenever you cast a spell, yeah. So he went for the cheapest card, but with return he can basically turn those 4 cards at least into 4 like bounce thingies. Yeah, Jin-Gitaxias is the big thing here. Well, we definitely pressure him quite a lot, with flying as well, and with double shield, so that's not something he can answer right now. Like, he can probably, if he burned March, he probably has another one, but he needs to pay a lot of cards to do it. Unless he bounces it. That's also an option. Hullbreaker Horror, but you know what? In a weird way, like, he is saving our board, right? I know that he plays around one Doomskar, but does he have two of them? Emeria, man, Emeria, you are so annoying when the enemy has you. Like, I need to play more Emeria, because I'm incredibly frustrated by, like, nearly all of his hand is basically Emeria cards that he got from the staff, you know? Such a insanely good card. Enemy has Field of Ruin, still. And I think we have so much value in the hand that we don't really want to go for the, 5 mana to enemy 3 mana. So let's attack with everything and see what sticks. Probably this blocks artifact, and we only hit for 3. Yeah. I mean, sure. We need to take all the damage that we can get, because we want the Doomskars. Those cards don't matter. Like, they will matter if we can sweep stuff. Alright, so for this one I knew that it won't pass, but the second one has a very high chance of passing. This is the second main phase, so we don't have time to let him make a mistake. And alright, so he went with the Hullbreaker. That's interesting. So he knows what's coming, I guess.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
Alright. Huh. How do we do it? This is really important. This is our turn to shine, I guess. Jin-Gitaxias. So he plays the Hullbreaker, and then he needs to play another spell that will get countered, and then he bounces the Jin-Gitaxias, and that's it. Sanctuary Warden. Basically the same, but we get the token and a card, I guess. And I guess it threatens the Leafar, right? If not answered. And worst case, like, we get the value, and if it gets bounced, it's okay for us. This is pretty crappy draw. Not gonna lie. That's a Samurai. We are at 9, so that's something we need to consider, but effectively we're at 11. So even if he attacks with Horror and Samurai, it doesn't kill us yet. So I don't think he will make this play. Like, I guess it perfectly kills us if he has a counter spell. But we can just block with the token, so not a thing. He needs way too many steps to make it work. So I don't think that will be his plan. Hullbreaker Horror is his plan, but he needs to sneak it, and 7 mana is no joke. And don't forget, they don't always have like perfect hand with Hullbreaker. It's not like 4 1-mana spells very often. So sometimes they just have 1 mana Memory Deluge, and that's it. That's 4. Sure. We also show some domination, that we actually were thinking whether to allow it. This always makes them a bit more hesitant on how to play. Because this is exactly Jwari and negate mana. Test of Talents is crossed out, because if we had Test of Talent, Memory Deluge would be countered already. Okay, that's fine. And if he taps too much, we just activate Cave. This is one of the reasons I'm not using the card. Sometimes they might think or risk that we just missed it. And just give me a moment. Man, during long games sometimes just voice cracks. I'm actually recording another video in the same game, so maybe that's why. Two attackers, sure. So they need this mana not to counter, but just to, you know, do the stuff. That's such a bait. Oh, you are such a baiter. We have this one good block, and we don't really want to block with this one. Like, anyway, I want to draw cards, so I'm not going for it. And we can heal this damage back. It feels like a very baity bait to get rid of the counter. And we cannot kill the enemy with the cave only. We need way too more time, and like him untapping is just a big thing right now. Yeah, it's Faithful Mending most likely. By the way, if we can cast Jin-Gitaxias, then we double Faithful Absence and we counter one of the spells from the enemy. That's hilarious. This is definitely a land. Oh my god, I should went for full control. I'm so bad at magic. Oh my god, I'm so bad at magic. We needed to tap it first, because after playing you cannot decide which to tap it. Forgot you need full control for this one. It's fine. It wasn't a big play. This is a big play. Let's make thoughts and prayers, because if he allows it, but he seems to be a good player. Huh? Is he? Does he realize that now he probably dies? I don't think he does. My friend, you have 4 mana and you need 2 spells. He might have double march, I guess. I didn't mess up the targets. Oh, okay, I got scared for a second. Oh, that's some desperation. I think we won, guys. This is how a desperate, exploding player plays. Yeah, he wants to see the last card. Prepare for the fireworks. Oh, that was no priority. Oh, yes. Decline. Hard decline. Man, he messed up so much. Look at how much value he had. He didn't respect Jin-Gitaxias enough. And if you are a player watching Sloth, you do respect Jin-Gitaxias. This is the best card in Magic. Period. Man, we are going... I really like this deck for some reason. The draws from this deck are always amazing so far. And you have this land. It's beautiful, isn't it? Like, I actually bought the foil just for the videos, because it's just so pretty. I want to play it in any deck. I want to play Dimir with this card instead of Islands. And that's definitely a very good decision. Alright, let's be serious. We are making a Professor. I'm not sure what we take. Honestly, I'm not sure. Reduced to memory is probably not good enough. Like, I guess it kills the troll or the staff, but it's not great. We have enough lands for this game. So, he plays the Werewolf 3/3, or the Ranger class, one of the two. Then we play Deserted Beach, we play Restoration, we draw the planes. Then enemy attacks, I guess we sacrifice the Professor for the block, then we get it back for whatever, probably Faithful Mending. He plays 3 mana stuff, it's probably Troll. Alright, and this is the point when we have plays to make. Like, we don't have much value, right? We will have enough lands. I think... I'm not sure about the teachings. I'm not sure... I cannot plan ahead so much to know if we actually will have time to play this. And we aren't, like, guaranteed to know what the enemy will draw, even though he always draws what he needs. This is basically the same ramp as Celestus, so let's go. And actually, we can just hit ramp with the Eiganjo. Maybe it's better than the Professor of Biology. It's easier. It's fine. We need the Doomskar so much. We need to hit Doomskar. Faithful Mending might be a big candidate. Do we want to get the scrap back? If we exile this doesn't help at all. Meathook, like Mascot Exhibition too slow. Yeah, I think Round is just better. Round is just... Thank you, game. Man, I feel this deck respects me. It just feels like, you know, this deck says, Sloth, I can feel you like Magic, and I want to help you be a happier player. And most of the other decks are definitely not like this. It is unfortunate that this happens. Now is the smarty play. If we foretell Doomskar, we have better next turn, but I'm pretty darn sure that enemy knows how to play around it quite heavily. Enemy draws so much cards. Like, I want enemy to play more into the board. When we foretell Doomskar, what the enemy will do is attack with double werewolf, draw 2 cards and do nothing. And that's so bad for us. He will still draw those 2 cards, but we are controlled. We can survive those 2 extra cards. But there is a high chance that he will play part of them on the next turn. We don't block to not show that we want to trade the board. Okay, unfortunately not the best creature we could hit, because it ramps him, but you know, at least it's something. Teaching seems really sweet here. Oh yes. Alright, Invoke Justice next turn. Easy. I guess this the best play, honestly? Maybe we just Doomskar first. Doomscaring first feels a bit better. This is definitely the graveyard. With Doomskar we have at best 2 mana. I don't think we need this planes. And this will be a creature. And this is unfortunate. I would love to have this creature on the board. Like, if we play the Warden, I guess we have 1/1. Then we can trade both of them for 1 pack leader. Then this goes for the second pack leader, and this goes for the troll. Maybe this is good in the end. We still discard the planes. That was so relevant. I know I'm thinking quite a lot, guys, but honestly, this game is actually really complicated. Like, this match has so many options that we could go for. Even playing this land, we could Faithful Mending it for a better card if we cared. If we Doomskar, he ramps. Then he has 6 mana, Invoke the Ancients, that's really bad for us. I think this is the way. This is the way. And the Architect with counters is no joke. Probably like this, right? And this can trade with one of the wolves. I kinda like this setup. And also remember that we can at any time Doomskar. I think we can go for 1 shield counter, or we just go for the +1. Yeah, let's go like this. We have time. And now we go for the Doomskar, because right now enemy has to do something. We don't really care if he wants. Right now he's losing on the board. He will play more. And then we decide if we like to sweep or not. Sure. Like, you have long way to go. We are at 14. Like, you need 5 more Blizzard Brawls. And if he does it, like, we just sweep the board then. And it's only 3 mana, and then we draw so many cards. Like, enjoy your cards. I will have mine in a moment. So, I think it's like this, right? We still have 1 shield counter, and that's all we need. He might punish us with Blizzard Blow. Sure. Oh man, he is messing up so much. I'm not sure if he realizes what's happening right now. Let's make sure that he knows. Like, let's make sure that he knows what's up. That was cool. Alright. We need to play one land, unfortunately. Yeah, otherwise we don't draw full value. 3 cards. Pretty cool. And he cannot make the troll at dance step, so we can safely attack. Like, it's just 5 damage, but we send the message. Enemy knows exactly what's up now. You know what? Chariot is not good enough, and Faithful Mending is so insanely good here. Like, we will draw into stuff. However, I don't think we just go with the full aggression here. Probably this is the land. If we play this, we have what? Emperor. And we cannot Eiganjo. So that's probably not what we want. Yeah, it's probably Eiganjo for 3 mana and the Emperor. We go into Knight, so that's really good because we cycle this land. We gain some life. And at any point we can go for the instant, so I think we are in very good position overall. Tap land, but we gain some life, so I will take it. I'm greedy. I just want every bit of value. Tracker, sure. Like, we have a lot of Doomskars, bro. We will dig into them. And we have 4 Invokes and Jin-Gitaxias, so I think that after Faithful Mending we have so much options, and enemy will double spell, right? We cannot exile it yet. I wonder what the token will be that he will take. Enemy is just going full aggression, and I do not feel that it is the right choice. So Eiganjo goes here. Then he doesn't get any value from this. Enjoy, no tokens. Blockers. First, let's do it like this. This will make sure that he needs to react first. And he didn't. Man, look at how much value we are getting. Like, this attack basically did 0 damage and cost him the full board. Like, even with another Sika's Chariot, you didn't get anything from the last one. And we even get to switch Knighted. Oh man, that's really good. And we can start drawing cards, because we put the counters. However, do we do it? With this one we can cast Hullbreaker, and not much else. Not much else. This turn is definitely harder. We did play land or not? If we play Eiganjo, but we need to play Eiganjo first, that won't work. Yeah, so 3, 6, 7. We only have 2 mana more. That's a bit weird. Alright, I think Hullbreaker is enough to surprise him with extra blocks. He cannot make the troll, that's really important. And we still have the Faithful Mending. Like, if we need to untap with the Hullbreaker, so we can get rid of all the tokens he will make. He cannot draw cards because he gets behind in tempo. But man, actually, like, playing in pretty high Mythic, like top 1300s, the enemy is actually playing really well. And this is definitely a better draw. By the way, this is like with Tezzeret. Like, you can make indestructible artifact that will attack every single turn for rest of the game, and it gives so much mana. Honestly, I do not care. Tokens are not a problem for our deck, especially with Faithful Mending. Like, we can cycle so many cards. Okay, so he will be super excited for making this copy, but it will change when we start going Hullbreaker. Especially that he splits quite a lot of damage on the Emperor. He definitely won't be happy about this one. Blizzard Brawl. Honestly, Blizzard Brawl is a bit scary. This makes me think that maybe we don't block with the Hullbreaker, because if we block, it gets at least 2 damage, and then he can use any of the 4 drops to Blizzard Brawl and kill it. And that's how we lose the game. So for this reason... No, we need full value. So we cast this at the end step, then play this, whatever. Alright, so this is 4. Sorry guys, I'm a bit slow on this one, but it's pretty hard. Alright, so we need to block the Chariot, right? We get 6 damage, and we are alive. If he casts something, then I will reconsider. That's fine. Oh, sound broke. Thank you, wizards. Don't worry, it's just your main product. Nobody will notice except all the players. Alright, this is instant speed. So right now he cannot really do much. And now we can start. Now we can freaking start. It also means that we do not mind attacking. Let's read the card. Whenever attacks, you may remove a counter. Yes, I much love to remove the counter, because we get the blocker anyway, and that's a free card. And this is actually a very strong card, honestly. 2 damage. Pretty sweet. Do we have something cool? We can get Professor. It's not extremely strong. Probably we have better plays than this. If we double spell, we switch, but it's not the most important, I guess. We did not play land. So let's start with Eiganjo, because it's very cheap for the effect that we are getting, and we need a lot of effect. Let's get rid of this one. We don't target the crew because they want to use it, unless they will make a troll. Probably they will make a troll, right? Alright, and we have enough blockers, I feel. He's really smart, he knows exactly what he should do, and I can respect it. I can respect it. Let's make a stop. We will have to kill them, right? He will attack with everything on our face, so why not do it right now? Yeah, this is 2 for 1. So we get rid of this one, so this one gets bounced. Now we play the Emperor. Now we exile this one because it's tapped. I just don't want him to get something crazy like Tamio safekeeping that will mess our plan completely. Bye. Right now he basically has nothing. Alright, I feel that we dismantled the enemy like in a specialist way, like piece after piece. We are taking his win conditions, every single piece of machinery he was making, and in the end he left with like the empty husk that didn't do anything. I'm proud of this one. I feel that we did it pretty well. Alright, this is a hard hand. We have some things going on for us. We do not have Doomskars. And we are against mono white, it seems. Man, are you still playing the same deck? It's been years. It's been years. Anyway, so our plan. It heavily depends what the 2-drop is. Oh, it's Boros. Sorry, it's the mono white with red splash for the 3 cards. Well, so he went for the less greedy version. I do like it. This means Professor is pretty good start here. If he played differently, I would not play the Professor. Alright, so what is the play? Teachings, not great. Reduced to memory. It doesn't feel great. There's no good targets here. I think we just get the life gain. At some point it will translate to one burn spell. And we might need it. And we only have like 1 or 2 lands. I'm not sure. I need the Doomskar and that's it. And we played like this because enemy maybe not messed up, but he definitely went for the safer version, and I can respect it. Very often that's the correct play. And it's a bit scary because Boros usually is beatable because enemy doesn't know how to play it. It is really scary when you meet actually a good player. Alright, this is not great, we cannot foretell still. Like, we are super behind. Enemy is full board already. And we cannot play it next turn, so we need to use Emperor just to stay alive. And the training triggers, it will be pretty crazy. Faithful Mending will help a little bit, this will help a little bit. We need to hit Doomskar very quickly, and the Den of the Bugbear will still be a problem. Like, this is not looking good so far. Yeah, and they get full training value, and we need to champ block whatever. I guess. I hate it. This is such a strong draw. Oh man, I should play Eiganjo. I suck at this game. It should be an Eiganjo. It should be Eiganjo so freaking much. Alright, this is definitely not the matchup. We don't have artifacts. I will go with those. Man, I messed up. It should be Eiganjo on the Aspirant. That was the play. This is pretty awful right now. I will not block yet, because I have a plan. But this plan will be very thin. Our draw was pretty awful. Like, basically we draw all the expensive cards, no sweepers, and pretty much no removal, right? And enemy no more 6 drops, I guess. Great. I need a bit more. I still have some in the deck. Like Hullbreaker Horror next turn. That's the play. Alright, so we get hit for 6, 8. We are at 8, so we need to block one of them and we die to everything. Cool. Alright, so if we don't use the -2, what happens? No, we have to. It's just too strong. Because the Tyrant will trigger everything, right? So we need to play like this. This will attack, this will train. And if he plays Raiju, we just outright die, I believe. Oh man. Skyclave. And we die, right? That's a good game. Not gonna lie, kinda hate Boros, but enemy played it responsibly. And that was a good game by him. So well played, my friend. Alright, this is actually a good start. A good, decent start. So we will go, of course, with the deserted beach, and then we go to the cave of the Frost Dragon. Then we foretell Doomskar and play it hopefully on turn 3 and hope to win the game by this. Because we are playing against another kind of aggro. Man, this is just so insane that nearly every game you play is just those little pesky creatures attacking you from turn 1. I guess it's because it's so consistent. Enemy just doesn't have any reason to play anything else, I guess. But my brain would just melt if I was to play this every single game since last year. And it seems to be this case, right? This deck was around like 1 year ago, if I recall. They are still playing it. But you know, at least you are in Mythic, and that's the big reward for playing here with this deck. Oh man, the salt. The salt is coming out after all of those games against aggro. I actually prefer this deck over the other thing. Sure, enjoy. It's probably Invoke Justice, right? The fact that we have double Faithful Mending means we don't need to play this. And it really helps, because if we draw something good, he cannot get rid of this. Do you want to attack? Of course you do. Yeah, let's just play the stuff. I like Doomskars. Tyrant. Like, honestly, it can be good if we level, like, completely destroy the board, which we plan to do next turn. It's probably this. And the second card, probably this. You know, a bit creativity, I guess, here. Let's go for this and just Doomskar the stuff that we hate. We definitely need some cards. Hullbreaker is extremely bad draw. It's probably the worst draw of the deck. I guess we can curate. That's so good. The fact that enemy did this is basically giving us a free win, I think. Thank you enemy. Can we discard an artifact? Not really, but we don't super care. I do want some extra lands, especially with Doomskar. Like, as long as we cycle stuff and Invoke Justice, we will keep hitting lands. At 7 mana we can, you know, get Hullbreaker, whatever we want. Okay, that's fine. I will get my free creature, thank you. I feel this was an incredibly big mistake. There's no reason to play like this, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do enjoy having free stuff on the board. And we just play into Invoke Justice. We have what, already 6 mana, we need 1 more and we can play it. And then Hullbreaker is in the board. And then he cannot do anything, and we have double Faithful Mending to trigger it. That's actually a pretty good one. Not gonna lie. But we are at 17. Like, he doesn't have time to do all this stuff. And that was our missing land. Very nice. Let's play it. And we play the spell. We have something for, you know, thingy. And next turn it's Invoke Justice on Hullbreaker. When he finishes his turn, then we will check the graveyards for the stuff. That's a bad choice. This is exactly the creature we want to get rid of. So it's Hullbreaker. Yeah, I will pay this 1 mana for the 4 mana that you paid. You need this 4 more times to get it even. Like, the amount of pressure he missed. This would also be like 25 mana to cast. Exactly, the hard math is behind it. So he got the clue, but like, he needs to defeat the Hullbreaker, and I'm not sure if he can. He needs exactly Brutal Catar. Do I want to discard and get Professor? No, because I do not have a Professor. It means that we Invoke Justice. This is a permanent as far as I know. Man, my voice. Sorry guys, it's just dying so hard. Yeah, like, great shield. I don't know what he wanted to accomplish. Like, not against Azorius. The biggest thing is sweepers, and if he has big removal, like for a creature, he will pay this 1 mana.